Got this message from Quest Peach, who said, been watching your content for a couple of months now and I absolutely love and appreciate you. I came across a situation that shook me to the core and would love your take on the situation. This happened in Orlando, Florida, and I was raised in South Florida. It takes a toll on me when I see things like this, especially when it includes children. And I agree. So shout out to Quest Peach and everyone else who sent this story in. It's out of Orlando, Florida, and everything in Orlando is not Disney or International iDrive. There is a whole other side of Orlando. One time for people who went to Jones High, I know it used to be crazy. Some people went to Dr. Phillips, Evans High, but Jones High has rich history. So many people went there, including actor Wesley Snipes. It was the first black high school in Orange County, and it's been around for over 125 years. So shout out to everybody from Orlando. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click that notification bell for all updates. And if you're from Orlando, let me know below in the comments. Now this story took place pretty close to Jones High, about 3 miles away, at Windsor Cove Apartments. It's in the Pine Hills neighborhood. Pine Hills is an Orlando neighborhood that was once referred to as Crime Hills. And these apartments are located on Mercy Drive, which used to be called Murder Drive. It's a HUD-assisted community that's been neglected for years. Longtime resident Lashun Rodgers, also known as Bones, she was well known in the community as a giving woman who often gave money to the kids in the neighborhood. She was grilling with her friends celebrating Memorial Day just before midnight on Monday, May 30th. The 41-year-old grandmother was having fun with her friends outside, just celebrating the holiday like everybody else. When one of her neighbors showed up, 31-year-old Lakrisha Isaac. Lakrisha was drunk. She started an argument. The 31-year-old slapped Lashun. Lashun hit her back, and that's when Lakrisha handed a bag over to her 10-year-old daughter. The 10-year-old girl pulled out a firearm from out of the bag and ended up shooting Lashun twice. The 41-year-old grandmother was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced deceased.
A woman is dead tonight, and Orlando police say that it was a 10-year-old girl who shot her. West News' Amanda Dukes joins us live from Orlando Police Headquarters with an explanation of what led up to this shooting. Amanda.
Well, according to police, the mother of a 10-year-old girl was in the middle of a fight with another woman when she handed her young daughter a bag with a gun in it. Orlando police were called to the Windsor Cove Apartments on Mercy Drive just before midnight Monday. When they arrived, they found 41-year-old Lashun Denise Rodgers suffering from a gunshot wound. She was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Police say in an area located between two of the apartment complex buildings, Rodgers had gotten into a physical fight with this woman, 31-year-old Lakrisha Isaac. Investigators determined at some point during that fight, Isaac handed her 10-year-old daughter a bag with a firearm in it, and it was the 10-year-old girl who fired 2 rounds, striking and killing Rodgers. Loved ones put flowers on the sidewalk and wrote messages for Rodgers, whom they call by the nickname Bone.
I'm tripping out, I'm mad, I must say, and it's very devastating because it was like really for nothing.
A woman named Nana, who said the victim is her cousin, didn't want us to show her on camera, but said the victim was joyful and lived very close to where the shooting happened. She doesn't believe there's any way to justify the killing.
It couldn't have been self-defense. Your child should have been in the house at this time of night, or even while you dealing with anything.
Both Isaac and her 10-year-old daughter were taken into custody. The child was turned over to DCF. Isaac faces charges of manslaughter, culpable negligence, child neglect, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, aggravated assault with a firearm. Now, police tell me potential charges regarding the 10-year-old's involvement in this fatal shooting have been passed along to the state attorney's office to review. Her identity is being withheld because she's a minor. Live in Orlando, Amanda Dukes reporting WESH 2 News.
This is a very horrible situation. Lashun Rodgers, 41 years old, loved by her daughter and grandchild who just had open heart surgery. Her family overcoming so much just for Lashun's life to be cut short in this way. Who knew that grown folks celebrating a holiday will be destroyed by Lakrisha? Lakrisha, miserable, toxic, out of control, drunk, stumbled over there, started a fight, hit Lashun, and then got her 10-year-old daughter to shoot her. Lakrisha is really the problem here. This whole situation is all her fault. First of all, it was too late for her daughter to be outside in the first place. Her daughter should have never been outside at all. But Lakrisha, who was 31 years old, her 10-year-old daughter, probably her best friend, so of course, Lakrisha wouldn't see anything wrong with her 10-year-old being outside around grown folks having a party after dark almost at midnight. And Lakrisha, if you didn't have a babysitter, you had no business outside either. You should have been inside that house with your daughter. Then you had no business going over there not only arguing with people, but running up putting your hands on people. She is the one who hit Lashun first. Lashun defended herself and hit her back. And you know what? Lakrisha didn't hand that bag over to her daughter by mistake. She did it on purpose. It's kind of like she premeditated this or coached her daughter on how to do it, how to help her out in a fight. Lakrisha did this. I don't want to see her out in 10 years walking around. You need life without parole. Lashun's family and friends, they are very upset by this. They are calling for prosecutors to put charges on the 10-year-old girl. Lakrisha is already locked up and her daughter is with DCF, the Department of Children and Families. But they are saying this young girl is troubled, and just last summer, she allegedly stabbed her female cousin. That cousin did not survive. She passed away from those injuries. So yeah, this is just all bad. I say it all the time. We don't have many decent mothers raising these kids. They're being neglected. They're being taught bad behavior and habits. They're being taught how to destroy the community, and they are learning these behaviors from every child's first teacher, their toxic mothers. And that's why I really feel for the teachers out there. You may have a few bad ones, but most teachers are good people. They don't take up elementary education to get rich. They become educators because they really enjoy teaching kids. They love what they do. It's not about money because teachers are grossly underpaid, but it's a passion for the good teachers out there. And so many of the black teachers, they have to deal with these kind of issues. They have to deal with the kids that's coming from these toxic homes. All of these single parent homes led by women are creating problematic children. And the people who have to deal with these issues basically every day are the school teachers. They gotta somehow figure out how to handle all these behavioral issues. Kids acting out, kids wanting to delete themselves, which is also a growing problem, and the teachers are dealing with these issues on a daily basis. What do you do with a kid that's in the 4th or 5th grade who done already caught 2 bodies? A lot of things are really happening because adults are dropping the ball. Adults are out of order. Adults are inappropriate. Adults are running around like teenagers. So this is trickling down to their kids. The kids are watching the adults. This little girl learned this behavior from her mother because we already know Lakrisha is not with her father. She's raising the girl alone. So all those toxic traits came from one person, Lakrisha. Ma'am, you are wrong. You are 100% out of order. And I hope you never get out for what you've done to Lashun. Condolences to the family of Lashun Rodgers, a mother, a grandmother, to the Pine Hills community that's seen so much tragedy over several decades, and all the great people of Orlando, along 50 Colonial from Pine Hills and Mercy to Hiawassee, and everybody in between. There are a lot of changes happening in Orlando, but it's not really getting better for black people. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Lashun Rodgers, her family, they're asking for the 10-year-old to be locked up. According to the victim's boyfriend, after the 10-year-old girl shot the woman, she yelled out, "She shouldn't have hit my mama." They don't believe that it was an accident, so they're pushing for charges against this 10-year-old as well. And before I get out of here, there is an update on this case. It's coming from the state attorney. They have made the decision to charge the 10-year-old girl. So now the girl, she's been transported into custody, and they charged her with second-degree murder. This is coming from the state attorney's office, Monique Worrell. State Attorney Worrell says they will ensure that she receives the interventions necessary to address her behavior, help her change and grow, and ensure the public safety going forward. As of now, her mother has not been charged with murder, so I would like to see what are they going to do with her mother. Shout out to Quest Peach and Dark Power. I appreciate you for your support. You can also support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balance analysis? Want the truth? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.